How's everyone doing? My name is Nigel, and it's been a while, but today I have something really special for you guys. It is the long-awaited Hotline Miami tutorial, and this is basically what we're going to be making. And so that's that. It is very simple, actually. You're gonna need a couple of VSTs, which I will list on the screen here. You don't need them, but they're good to have. Most of this can be done with the built-in harmless presets, as well as my own presets, and a free VST called Synth1. But what you're gonna need, the full ingredient list, is Polysix by Korg, Jupiter 8v2 by Arturia, harmless obviously, Nexus for a piano, the Mini Moog V from Arturia, Moog Modulator V2 from Arturia, ElectraX by Tone 2, and Synth1 VST, which is free. The FLP and everything, all the samples for this song will be available in the description for free, so go ahead and grab that if you're just trying to cheat at making music. I'm just kidding. If you guys want to check it out, see how I did everything, go ahead. You're gonna need the VSTs though. This FLP will use the VSTs. So let's get started with the new project file. And we're gonna go ahead and load up Synth1 first before anything. Now Synth1 is a really neato free synth, honestly. And included in the zip file for the song, you're gonna have a preset pack. Just to load up the presets, just click OPT, which is option, and then browse for the directory of where your presets are at, and you load them up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for a preset around here called I don't know what it's called, but I'll know it when I see it. How about that one? It is we're looking for a preset called Overdrive. It's number 15 in the gold bank, and we're gonna be using this as our main driving synth for the song. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the BPMs down to either 115 or 120. I might do 115 for now, and then we're gonna go ahead and open up the the piano roll. We're just gonna lay down some notes here. So C3 PO. No, but C3 sounds good, and then we're gonna go one octave up, and then go back. So it's C3, C4, D sharp 4, and then back down to let's try D sharp. No, hold on. That sounds right. And then we're just gonna go ahead and copy this a couple of times. Might be a little too fast actually. I'm gonna drop down the tempo to like maybe 100. There you go. And then we're just gonna fill up a bar with this. So like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, so that's your main riff. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the playlist, and we're gonna draw this out. I like to keep my stuff organized, so like drums and snares and everything would be like track 1 and 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna put the synth on 5, pattern 1, and we're just gonna draw this out for like a little bit, and then so we're gonna get this. And of course, with everything, slap it on its own mixer channel. So mine's on 5, just so we can EQ it later and we'll know what we're doing. And so that's basically it for the main synth right now. We're going to focus on the drums now. I'm going to use a couple of kicks, Let me load these up. All right, so I have in the zip file, I'm gonna have all these kicks and all the stuff that I'm using, so you can use it too. So just grab your 80s kick, bring that over to the kick channel that's already up, your kick sample, and replace it, and then do the same thing with the heavy kick. Bring it right underneath between the 80s kick and the clap, so there's a second one. And we're gonna put this one on channel 1 because this one's already on channel 1. So we're gonna have a kick and put 4 on the floor. No, don't do that. So we're gonna have this. Not sounding spectacular right now, but just give it a little bit, and then we're gonna get somewhere. Grab your 2 snares. Replace the snare that's already included with FL Studio, and then grab the other snare and do the same thing. Put it in between snare 1 and synth 1, and then put them on the red. I don't know what you call these. The red nodes, and then so you got something like this. Sounds like complete trash, but we're gonna fix this right now. So what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna start the kicks at the 9 mark here. And we're gonna go ahead and just copy this out, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it drop here, I think. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and fade this in. We're gonna fade in the pattern 1, and we're also gonna sidechain it, and I'll tell you how to do that. Well, first we're gonna fade it in by doing the parametric EQ, and then you can do, I mean, you could do whatever type of fade in you want. Like a high, I'm gonna do a high pitched one. Let's see. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So we're gonna do that. Oh, sorry, I probably should have shown you what I was doing. There's a preset that comes with FL Studio under mastering called 20 Hertz plus 18 kilohertz cut. I select that one, and then I move the purple band 1 frequency over to where I like it, and then I right click on it, create an automation clip, which shows this, and then you just grab one of these dots, and then you move it, because it's starting up high and it's gonna end up low, so you wanna adjust accordingly. So it's gonna sound like it's gonna start like that, but it's gonna end. It's like animation, you know, but not really. But anyway, moving on. We're also gonna sidechain it. So grab, this is your kick, right? Insert 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Click insert 1, then go to your synth 1 VST. And there's gonna be a little arrow right here. Right click on it and click sidechain to this track. Make sure you are selected on insert 1 where your kick is at, or wherever your kick is. Click on the kick channel, or the mixer channel of the kick. I'm sorry, and then right click on the little up arrow here underneath the volume thing, and then sidechain to this track. Now, then you're gonna load up our Tutti Frutti limiter. And you're gonna, you can either load up my preset that is included in the zip, or if you want to do this yourself, move the sidechain to 1, bring the threshold down, and bring the ratio up, and that's how you sidechain. Oh, you can't really hear it. But if you want, side 2 chains, preset, boom. So in reality, we have what sounds like a pretty thumping main beat. You know what I mean? So it's gonna sound like this. And then you can go ahead and put another parametric EQ on this if you want to EQ it further, make it sound more grittier, distort it, what have you. What I like doing is actually like leaving a, going back to my EDM days, leaving a kind of like a pause right before it like drops. And we're gonna go ahead and repeat that for a little bit, because we're gonna add a sick bass line. Yo. So right click on it, insert, and we're gonna start basic. We're gonna start with what everyone has. So if you don't have like a Polysix VST or the Jupiter VST, you can still make this sound pretty badass using just Harmless. And then using the bass preset that I made in the making 80s a rad 80s bass line using only Harmless tutorial. If you've done that, or if you have my preset, you can just click it, Nigel's Fat Bass Line for Booty Shaken, and then you're gonna get pretty nice sounding bass line from the tutorial. And so we're just gonna go back to this, and we're gonna see this is on a C note. So we're gonna, that's funny, a C note. We're gonna go ahead and start making a simple bass line, and then we're just gonna repeat it because it's just, you know, the C. It's gonna be a boring bass line, but it's gonna sound cool. That's all that matters. Well, it's gonna sound cool after we sidechain it the same exact way. If you're cheap, you have Nicky Romero's stupid VST called Kickstart, which is, if you have this, you are my enemy. I hate this thing. I hate that VST. I don't even know why I have it. I hate it. Go away. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna go ahead, right-click on it, sidechain this track, open up a Fruity limiter, slap my preset on it, and bada bing, bada boom. Mr. Worldwide as I step into the room. But that's not even it. We can even make this sound even more badass by filtering the bass line the exact same way we filtered the riff. So we're going to go ahead and, not there, we're going to go here, we're going to slap a parametric EQ, and we're going to, this one. And so, like the other one, I moved this band 1. If you move band 7, you get a different, you get like kind of the reverse effect. You kind of get like a like an underwater effect, you know, the classic fade in. So we're gonna do that with this one, just to like be cool. I did this, I used this effect a lot in my first EP, like the Blob song, for example. Oh, in fact, my first tutorial, the 80s, how to make 80s inspired music in FL Studio, I used the fade in effect similar to this one for the intro. So that's that, and then now we're gonna, I mean, that's pretty much the basics, and then from there what you can do is you can add in hi-hats and rides, and then just like move this along diligently until you feel like you finish the song, even maybe like put a lead in there or something. But what we're gonna do at this point, if you have no money to buy VSTs or no internet connection to torrent these VSTs, basically, well, if that's the case, then how are you watching this video? You can stop watching here, and you would, I'm hoping you would at least know how else to progress the song and move on. But if you are willing to stay with me, this song is going to get a lot better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and insert a Jupiter 8 V2 on here, and we're going to go ahead and click this all tab here, go to type bass. We're going to look for JP814, this one. This is a Jupiter 8 preset, like from the actual synth, I believe. I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that, but I like to believe it is, because these, like, there's a few here that have like JP8s, and like there's some here that's called whatever. But basically, you want the 14. It's going to sound like this. Right? So that's not what you want. What you want to do is you want to this range button here. So if I press the key, it's gonna be like at a it's, well, yeah, according to this, it's 12 semitones up. We're gonna bring it down to -12. So that's gonna give us a nice bass line, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put the Jupiter 8 on the same channel as harmless. I hate how FL Studio, or not FL Studio, Image Line named Harmer and Harmless nearly the identical name, and they almost look identically the same. It pisses me off. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Jupiter on channel 6, obviously, and so we can get the same EQ on it. Oh well, I'm stupid. I should have pasted the just Control C and Control V the bass line into Jupiter 8's piano roll, and then so you're gonna get this. So what I did is I just lowered the volume down on the harmless because I feel like it's too powering. You could even pluck this even a lot more if you lower the pluck, but we're not gonna do that right now. On top of that, just to layer on another bass, we're gonna go ahead and clone Harmless, but then we're gonna replace it with the Polysix. Now Polysix is pretty much the easiest synth. If you don't have this and you want to make Synthwave or Outrun or whatever, this is pretty much the go-to bass line for pretty much every Synthwave artist out there. It's actually quite funny. You probably heard this bass line before. It's like the de facto bass line for every Synthwave. I don't know why, because it just sounds awesome. But what we're gonna do is you're gonna see the screen. We're gonna click Edit down here, and you're gonna see the buttons because it says Attenuator, I believe. I don't have my glasses on. They're way too small for me to read. But we're gonna go ahead and increase this knob up to +6. So it's gonna just increase the oomph of it, what it was before. So if you really want to go crazy, you can put it on 10, but it's gonna be like really plucky and really. Or I'm put on 8. We'll settle on 8. So because we cloned it, it's already on channel 6 on the mixer. We're just gonna go ahead and copy and paste the C notes. So now we have 3 bass lines going, and it's gonna sound crazy. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, I guess this can also be considered an Outrun type of tutorial. I'm gonna put down the title then. But anyway, so yeah, okay, cool. So now that's that, and we're gonna move on to percussion. So let's get a this hi-hat here. We're gonna go into a new pattern and just drag the sample over the pre-made hat, I guess, yeah, that FL Studio gives you, and we're just gonna do a simple hi-hat pattern, but it's gonna be a little bit groovy. Just because, like, when I think Hotline Miami, I think like murders and club, like, you know, like murders in a club and stuff like that, like really like disco death, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and give this like a little bit of a groove. Alright, we're almost there. I kind of almost want this middle one to be more faded in, like more ghosted, I should say. You just click this graph editor and you can like change the velocity, pan, release, mod, like pretty much everything. I only use it for the velocity though. Yeah, that's good. And the same thing with these two right here. We're gonna go ahead and go into the graph editor and change the velocity. We're gonna fade. We're gonna put this one lower and this one more higher, but not all the way. There you go. Yeah. So. And that's pretty much it for the hi-hat. Yeah. Might want to increase the volume on synth 1 a little bit. I have really almost cursed. I have really bad speakers, so my drivers don't work with Camtasia Studio and my microphone when I record, so I have to switch it to like headphones, Realtek. I don't even know, but it sounds like garbage, and so I'm just gonna bump this up. It may be a little loud, but we'll see. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we're actually not gonna put the hi-hat in yet. We're actually gonna wait till here. We're gonna do that later. We're gonna put a shaker in actually. So let's put the shaker in right underneath the hat, and I kind of want to go da 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 da. So we're gonna see. Let me see. There you go. So yeah, we're just gonna keep it like that. Pretty much simple, and we might as well just finish off the percussions with a ride, and the ride is the simplest thing. We're just gonna do 4 on the floor, just like the kick, so that when we get to that point, it's gonna sound like this. So, but we're not there yet. That's probably gonna be here, maybe actually. Okay, there it is. Boom. So that's that. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add in some more punches with Nexus. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the wonderfully underused Nexus. Actually, no, we're not. Change of plans. We're gonna add in orchestral. Now, if you have Nexus, bring up Nexus. Nexus is the better VST to use here, but my Nexus is glitching out actually, and it's gonna crash my computer because it's been crashing my computer all day. But all I'm gonna do is just add a piano. So if you have any piano, VST or whatever, bring that up. I'm just using a piano in Adderall Orchestral. That's such a weird name for a VST in a company, but I'm just gonna use this for a piano sound because, like I said, Nexus will crash my computer. I don't know why. It's been bitching lately, and it's a pain. But we're just gonna go ahead and put some keys on C. Yeah, so C3 and C2, and it's gonna give us something like this. Wait, just make it 1 bar length. But you probably can't hear it too well. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this sounds like horrible to me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and EQ it a little bit, so we get a little bit of the highs. My phone just went off. It was Amazon. Amazon sent me an email saying this. I can save 45% on Adobe Photoshop Elements. Ah, good to know, Amazon. Thank you for emailing me at 3:30 in the morning. Anyway, so I'm just gonna bump up the volume on the mixer. So. Great, so that's that. What's next is just a bunch of claps. The claps you can add in however you want. Might just do like that. Right? I hope this sounds good. No, that sounded like trash. Yeah, and then so that's clap 2, and there's put clap 1 in up there, and then just put it on the last one because this one has more of a tail than this one. So this one has like built-in reverb. It's awesome. And make sure they're on the same channel. So far, so good. Alright, well I was thinking and I was like messing around. This isn't sounding too badass enough, in my opinion. Oh, sorry, hold on. Here. So what we can do actually is we can keep this as is, but we're gonna go ahead and copy this, and we're gonna go ahead into a new channel, and we're gonna slap it on the same one, but we're gonna increase the octave of these right up here. So when like this is like, okay, like yeah, you're entering the club right now, you know. Or you know what? Let's keep it normal. But then, what we're gonna do is around here, once that ride comes in, we're gonna... Oh, what'd I do? We're gonna, put in the new one we made, right? And we're gonna make it like this. What you can even do is you can, like zoom in here and you can, like maybe cut pattern 1 a little bit and then just insert pattern 9 at the very end of it, so people are like, oh, like it's a nice transition, you know. It's like oh, I'm gonna die because here comes the guy from Hotline Miami. I haven't played the second one, so I have no idea, but here comes the guy from Hotline Miami 1 or 2 and he's gonna kill me. But that's not all. So we're still 2 more critical parts to this. It's one is more bass, and these are like long sustained bass, which we're gonna do right now. Actually, before I get into anything else, so we're gonna go ahead and I know you can press F12 to make all these windows disappear, but my keyboard doesn't have an F12, so you know, issues. We're gonna go ahead and insert Moog modulator V2. This is my go-to. This looks super complicated, I bet, but it's not. Really, you're just gonna use the default preset. It's the CE bass Clem 4 under C angle, and all it is this, like a really deep sounding bass. But we're gonna go ahead and increase the cutoff for filter 1 about midway, pretty much, and it sounds badass. So we're gonna put that on C4 and make that go the entire way. Now again, you don't have to use basic chords and like basic like notes like C. Like you can get creative with this. We could actually make that last 2 bars because we're gonna actually fade it out. So that obviously needs to be sidechained, so we're gonna do that right now. I like to do everything as I'm going, because if I don't, then I'm gonna forget. Like that's just a personal preference of mine. We're actually gonna rename these. Kick. This one is clap. We're gonna rename this one HH for hi-hats. We're gonna rename this one for what is this? Snare. And then so Moog, so we're gonna click the kick channel. Don't forget, click the kick channel. Click the kick channel. Wow, that's hard to say. And then right click the little arrow and put sidechain to this track. And then we're gonna go to limiter and then slap my silly preset. You have to make everything pump, because if you don't, then it doesn't sound clubby. It doesn't sound like, you know, like an Outrun song. It doesn't sound actiony. And that's pretty much the point of this whole song, is to make a pumpy, actiony action song, which is redundant. I just realized that as I said it, but I mean, you'll get the job done better. It will sound more pleasing to the ear if you make it more pumpy. But that being said, this bass is too low pitch. We're gonna need a higher pitched bass. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to we're gonna load up Electra X, Carbon Electra X, and we're gonna put in a VST, not a VST, wow, a preset from New Sounds category, and it's gonna be the first one, Anal Moog Bass. Now, Anal Moog Bass is a funny name. Don't get me wrong. We're just gonna increase the cutoff right over here, about halfway. So we're gonna get this. So it's gonna sound pretty swish, and we're gonna just go ahead and just copy and paste. So now we're gonna, here's the problem. We're gonna have to fade these out because the sustain, there's no release on them. So I mean, you can go in the VSTs and you can make them release after like a aftertouch or whatever, but I just like filtering them out. It sounds better to me anyway. So we're gonna put in a parametric EQ and do the same thing, the 20 hertz plus 18 kilohertz cut, and we're gonna just mess with the band 7. Make sure you've selected the length of the pattern here, because I'll show you why. If you make an automation clip without selecting it, it's gonna make the automation clip for the entire length of the song. That's gonna be a pain in the booty if you don't manage it correctly. It's gonna be messy. So just select what you need to automate, click create automation clip, and you're gonna have this like small little thing here, automation clip, and we're just gonna drag it out and just make it fade out with a curve, and then just to repeat it, all you guys do is just paint it out again with the brush tool or the pencil tool or whatever, and now you have it. Now just keep in mind, whatever changes you make, like if I make a change to like this one, right, it's gonna affect all of them. If you for some reason want to make the automation clip repeat 3 times but then have the 4th one be unique, click this like little squiggly line here, and then just click make unique. That way this one won't be affected. Well, this one won't affect any others, or the other ones won't affect it. Just a tip from your lovely local Spider-Man. Realize that as I did that, I didn't undo it, so we're just gonna do that. You might like it's sounding like it's fading out too fast. I wanted to fade out like right about here, but as I'm seeing it, like this is good enough, I guess. I might just sort of solo these. Yeah, it's going out way too fast. Hold on. Alright, that's better. So what I just did is I just added an extra point here. As you can tell, just to make sure it extends long enough and it fades out long enough, just so it doesn't sound all weird. And we're just gonna unsolo those, and we're gonna go in here and parametric EQ it. You want it to be crispy, so right up the 7, bring down the 4, raise up the 5, and bring down the 6 just a little bit. Same thing with the 5, just a little bit. And of course, it's the bass, so you want to lower down the number 1 and just bring up number 2 up to about like 40, 50, 55 kilohertz, or 39%, 40%. Yeah, 39%, 55-ish kilohertz. Wow, I had it. There it was. Oh, where are you? There you are. All right, whatever, 56, whatever. Obviously, this is going to need to be mastered and mixed later on, but that is up to you. Whatever VSTs you use to compress and what have you, knock yourself out. I'm not going to be focusing on that too much on this tutorial because this isn't about that. So the next thing we're going to add is you can actually, let's add in one more long bass from the Mini Moog. It is the default preset like always because I'm a lazy bastard. But this one sounds pretty fat. It is the KU3 oscillator one from the bassist subbank. And we're just going to go ahead and increase the cutoff frequency. And do the same thing. We're going to copy and paste. And we're going to make sure that Mini Moog is on the same channel 8 as the other ones. So that's good so far. So far we have about 6 layers of bass, but only 1 layer of riff. What do? Well, you go ahead and you make more riffs. Now, we're gonna use this. Ooh, I sound like a European there. We're gonna use this pattern here. I can't even talk tonight. It's 3:42 in the morning, guys. You know, I'm bored. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clone actually the synth 1 VST twice. So now we have synth 1 number 2, synth 1 number 3. Synth 1 number 2, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get we're gonna put the Van Pluck preset number 8. So it's gonna sound right. It's gonna sound all cute and cheery. Then we're gonna get synth 1 VST number 3. And we're gonna put the Nord lead. Beautiful. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna copy the high pitched this one. I'm gonna copy and we're gonna paste right here. So do that, and we're gonna copy it from here and just paste from there, because for some reason if you copy the piano notes for whatever reason, you can't paste them. So I like just copying it from here then pasting it from there. I don't know why it does that. So that's what that sounds like. Sounds pretty badass. And we're gonna start that midway through here. And of course we're gonna fade it in, but we're not gonna fade it in with parametric EQ. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fade it in with the built-in cutoff filter crap here. And to do that is pretty simple. We're gonna look for the cutoff knob. It should be around here. Yeah, so it's this one right here. It's filter, right under attack, frequency. It's gonna be like midway. Just bring it down. So this would be the Van Pluck. So it's gonna sound like this normally. Oh, hold on. We're just gonna bring that down to 0. It's gonna sound nice and plucky. And same thing obviously for the Nord lead. It's gonna sound like this. It's all the way up for me. We're gonna bring that down to 0. That's a general idea. So we're gonna start these at 0, and we're gonna again make sure you've drawn out the pattern, right? So this is pattern 11, which is where the synths are, and we're gonna select where it starts and where it ends, and we're gonna, instead of, you can't, some VSTs, oh my gosh, there's so many windows open. Some VSTs you can't click, excuse me, some VSTs you can't click and create automation clip like I'm clicking right now, as you can probably hear. You just can't create automation clips. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to move it around a little bit. Go into tools up in the corner. Now if you're using FL Studio 12, I apologize. I cannot stand FL Studio 12, so I just don't even bother. We're gonna go to last tweak under tools. I'm sure it's the same for 12, and we're gonna create automation clip. Now this is synth 1 VST number 2 filter frequency, which is what we just edited, which makes sense. Just double check that's always the same, and we're gonna create automation clip, and that will create an automation clip for the Nord pluck. And we're gonna go ahead and filter that in, nice curve like that. And we're just gonna go ahead and do the same for the Nord lead. What did I say? Nord pluck? I meant Van Pluck. We're gonna do the same for the Nord lead. We're gonna move it around a little bit, and then go to tools, last tweaked, synth 1 VST number 3 filter frequency. That's right. Create an automation clip. Bring that baby down so it's nice and organized, and do the same type of curve like that. So obviously, I mean, if you don't know what you just did, you're making this move by itself, like as if you were turning it. kind of see it go up. And then, you know, after a while, you're going to get this. And then that's where you go ahead and you go nuts with your crazy basses and everything. Which is, you can continue it there, and it's going to sound pretty neat. Sound kind of neat. Pretty neat, actually, not kind of. And of course, you can go in here and you can change the key. So we have pattern 9, which is, or I'm sorry, pattern 11, which is that. What you can do actually is we can do this. Hold on. I don't know how this is gonna sound, so forgive me if it sounds poopy. Yeah. You can what I'm trying to get at is you can change the key and you can like make it into an actual song about not murdering people. And so I mean, you can go crazy with this, honestly. So I don't know what I'm doing, but you get the idea, and that's basically it. There are other like I don't know what I'm saying, but that's basically it. You can add crashes and everything. You can continue. You can add like a nice lead. If you want a free VST that has a nice lead, look up Mono Fury, and essentially it's just the first patch that comes with it. Only problem is that it tails off for like a long time because the release is like really high up. But yeah, you can add that lead if you want. But that's essentially it. That is the Hotline Miami tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There are big changes coming to my YouTube channel. I'm trying my hardest to make tutorials. I really want to make tutorials 2 times a week, every week of my entire life. But it's tough for me because I have no job essentially, and I'm running out of money, and I kind of want to make YouTube my whole like full-time thing. So if you guys are willing to help me out, I'm setting up a Patreon which you can donate and we can talk, or I can share with you my VSTs and my no, not my VSTs, wow, my FLPs and a couple of samples that I've made myself using drum machines and everything. If you guys are willing to do that, that's perfectly fine. I'm not telling you should. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. But I do have news regarding my movie. We've already started production. I'm going to put on the screen here a couple of scenes from it. If you are interested, the Indiegogo page will be going up soon where you can donate for it, and we have a couple of posters for it, which are on the screen right now, where you can donate and you'll get some autographed posters. You get a copy of the movie. You'll get you know, whatever the hell you want, you'll get it. And that will be up soon. They'll probably be up sometime in mid-August. I'm not too sure, but I want to give a shout out to 3 artists in the synthwave community and Outrun. First one is OCCAMS Laser. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name's Tom Stewart. He is he's scoring the film along with my friend Caden, also known as OMNIPLEXXX. I don't know if you heard of him, but if you haven't, go check out their SoundClouds, which are on the screen right now. And I have a special guest providing songs for the film called Dressed to Kill. I'm sure you've heard of him. And again, his profile will be on the screen right now. So again, thank you guys very much for supporting me. I'm sorry about the humongous delay with the tutorials. I hope you guys can forgive me, and I'm trying my hardest to get 2 tutorials out every week. I know the next one coming up right after this one is a Carpenter Brut tutorial, so stay tuned for that one. That's gonna be fun, and hope you guys enjoy. My name is Nigel, otherwise known as The Encounter. I have an EP already out based on Metal Gear 2. If you want to go check that out on my Bandcamp or my SoundCloud, it's completely free for you to download and rock out to. So yeah, check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned something. And remember, don't play Angel of Darkness. Oh my god, what a bad game.